Yes, so I won't repeat what I told this morning. What is really important to understand is that we really have tried to be concrete and to focus on concrete situations in different themes in order to produce operational recommendations. And I just would like to underline the strong commitment of a lot of partners. And you can see here the 7 work package leader. And I have again, sorry. And about the method, this morning I was so short about that. As you can see here, we have developed a very classical method, but very rigorous, with a first step of collection of the information, then analysis, and then a prioritization between the needs on the field and the evidence in the literature in order to be able to set up priorities, and then we are at this last phase. And you have an article published last year which explained the anti-method. And these 3 sources of work are very important for us because it was really our aim to compare the real situation in the different countries in Europe and the level of evidence in the literature. It's easy to think like that. It's not easy to really manage a project like that. And we were able to do that all together with more than 170 respondents in all EU member states. And so I really would like to congratulate all the partners and the participants because it was really a huge work. So I had already presented this morning the different topics. And so we will have different presentations after mine about these different themes. And once more, our approach was to respond to concrete questions. For example, how to improve the knowledge on dementia prevalence, how to have more information about the use of antipsychotics in people living with dementia. What about the health and social care services in Europe? And all the questionnaires were set up by the different work packages and elaborate in order to respond to these concrete questions. So, as I told this morning, we were organized with 7 work packages. Today we will see the results from the thematic work packages, but I would like to underline the work made by the transversal work packages, the HES as a coordinator, but also Spain with the Instituto de Salud Carlos III, which was in charge of dissemination. That means the elaboration of the site, the elaboration of our brochure, booklet, etc. And it's so important in such a project to have this internal and external dissemination. Slovakia, with the Institute of Neuroimmunology, assures the evaluation, the monitoring all along the project. And so we will see now in this session the results. We have different speakers, and unfortunately our colleagues from Italy were not able to join us, so I will spend some minutes to share with you their main results. So it's a team of Professor Nicolas Vanacore from the Instituto Superior di Sanità. And so some results about this epidemiological work package. First of all, about prevalence of dementia in Europe. You have 3 approaches, 3 results. The results from Eurocode about the prevalence, based on 17 papers, and an estimated prevalence rate of 9.28. And then Alcove has decided to complete this systematic review of the literature with the new articles. And so you have 12 papers between 28 and 2011. And with this new paper, you have a prevalence of 8.24. But what was really interesting, and I'm very proud of the ALCOVE partners and the collaboration with Alzheimer Europe and Eurocode, all these experts decided to work together and to select among the Eurocode paper and the ALCOVE paper the high-quality studies. And so they apply the Alzheimer's Disease International high-quality score for epidemiological study, and they also selected study with the same diagnosis criteria. And so you can see we have very few papers, and with this paper, the prevalence rate is 7.23. So this evaluation seems to be fewer than the previous one, but it's a really more robust estimation of dementia. And it's a really a good estimation based on shared quality criteria. And it's very important to enlighten health policymakers. And if we use this new rate of prevalence, you can see that we have here the comparison between Eurocode, ALCOVE, and the selection shared by Eurocode and ALCOVE. And in Europe, we could say that we have more than 6 million people living with dementia. ALCOVE partners made the calculation for Italy and France, and you can see that there are a lot of cases of dementia in these countries. And if you calculate the estimate in 2050, you can see about 11 million of people. And so the idea is not to say the rate before was higher. The question is the quality of the study and the quality of the estimation. So based on these findings, ALCOVE recommendations about epidemiological data are the following. The first one is really that it's important that all epidemiological researchers use the Alzheimer's Disease International quality criteria. The second one is about the use of similar diagnosis criteria for dementia, but also the need of using the new criteria for the future to make a focus on young people. And also it was discussed a little bit this morning, based on the literature, it's important to have study over different decades to be able to intercept any phenomenon of dementia decline. Another part of the work package for epidemiology was about the exposure of people living with dementia to antipsychotics. So I have already presented this result this morning. What is really important is that we confirm that in nursing home, we have a high rate of exposure to antipsychotics. That means a lower quality of life for a patient, less abilities to communicate, and more stroke, falls, etc. So it's really important in terms of good practice. And so the recommendation of ALCOVE about antipsychotics data collection are the following. All recommendations were discussed within the different steering committees and validated by all partners of ALCOVE project. So it's really a collective production, and epidemiologists were presenting their results to clinicians, to ethicists, etc. And so it's really a pluridisciplinary proposition that we are able to share with you today. The first recommendation is to collect data for people living with dementia in order to better know what they need, and to do it in specific settings in all member states. And within this data collection, we should have the collection of the use of antipsychotics. We have established a list of antipsychotics which is available in the toolbox. to facilitate the collection. And of course, if the use of antipsychotics is deleterious for people, if we stop this prescription and there is a report on another deleterious drug or on physical restraint, it's not at all what we would like to obtain. So it's important on the field to collect also other quality indicators. And it's proposed that it could be set up a European database to monitor the efficacy of the different national programs which are implemented in Europe to reduce antipsychotics use. The last part of the work made by our friends from Italy are about the databases in Europe. There are more than 80 different databases on dementia in Europe, administrative databases, research databases, but one shared weakness of all these databases identified by all the survey performed by ALCOVE is the problem of the diagnosis. Because, for example, in France, in administrative, in our national databases, we are not always able to identify people with dementia. And in the different databases, it's not always the same criteria. And so it's very difficult. And it was the diagnosis of weakness established by all European respondents to the survey. The problem of the right diagnosis. And on your right, you have the analysis of the proposition for improvement made by all the European member states. And based on both the analysis of the difficulties, the weakness, and the analysis of the proposition, the first recommendation of ALCOVE group is to propose at the European level a minimum data set, which could be used by the different types of data sources. The other point is, of course, to try the fourth recommendation to try to really link the different databases and not systematically to propose new cohort or new databases, because there is a lot of information and the problem is the use and the difficulty of linkage between all these databases. So, as I told you this morning, all recommendations and tools are on the ALCOVE website. And I just would like to show you the main part of the website. You have here, for each work package on the different topics, a summary of the results and the key messages. And you have the toolbox I presented this morning, but also other part about dissemination or evaluation. Here, a synthesis report, 100 pages, with really an executive summary of the four themes, and a glossary, which represents a lot of work and is very useful to be sure to be understandable by everybody with the recommendations. And of course, you have all the recommendations in one chapter. The toolbox I don't want to talk about again. And just about a brochure, I have with me some brochure I could give to you in my bag. There, the brochure. The key figures of ALCOVE, 53 recommendations available on the site. This morning I was talking about the question of exposure to antipsychotics and the number of tools available in the toolbox. And we will have presentation about, sorry, I just made the presentation about the prevalence rate and the people exposed to dementia in Europe. We will have a presentation about the strategy proposed by ALCOVE for BPSD. Please notice that we have only 6 clinical guidelines in Europe which address BPSD. We will have a presentation about the diagnosis and so nice health policy pyramids to support good practice to implement the best diagnosis. And you have to know that we have between 40 and 60% of theoretical dementia diagnosis which are missed in Europe. And another presentation about ethics and particularly about advanced directives. And today, 22 EU member states recognize this the legal validity of advanced directives. So I thank you for your attention.